I use the sun share. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. Raise your hand if you already use Dojo in your classroom. Raise your hand if you've never heard of Class Dojo. So this is an app. It's also on the computer. You can make your own little page for your class. So all of you that already have Dojo on your phones, I need y'all to help the others download it on their phones.
So if anybody needs help, there's several people in here who already have the app downloaded. You can go to the App Store, download Class Dojo. It works with Galaxy, Android, and iOS phones.
There's not much service in here, I don't think, but if you sign on to the teacher Wi-Fi, the student Wi-Fi won't let you download the app. But the teacher Wi-Fi will. You'll have to sign in with your name, like you sign into the Port Arthur ISD computer.
So we're going to walk through, Morgan's going to take us through setting up a classroom in Class Dojo. For those of you who are not familiar with Class Dojo, it is a communication platform app that allows parents, students, and teachers to connect with each other.
Without sharing your cell phone number. It's nice. So I've already set up this account, but it's super easy if you haven't yet. It just asks you, your name, a normal
Profile,
sign-in
yeah.
for things. So then once you are in, you can set your different classrooms, your classes. So I have already set up this session. This is all of your names. And I want to show your first and your last name. Show last names. So now I can see all of your pretty names. Start.
Okay, so once you go into and you're creating a class, it will assign each student an avatar, which is like a little monster figure type thing. And so each student is assigned to that avatar. So when you're on the computer and you pull up your class, this is what you're going to see. All of your students with their little icon next to their name.
So this year we're doing something a little bit different. In third grade, we're only given positive points instead of negative points. You can do both here, and you just heard that noise. That's the positive sound it makes. So the students hear that and they automatically know that, oh, she's given positive points. I need to do what I need to do to get the positive points. But you also, sorry, Miss Evans, you're going to get a negative point. Oh, I have to add one in. Off task. Thumbs down. Negative.
She was off task.
Off task, actually. Sorry. So that's the sound it makes for a negative point. So, like I said, we're not doing negative points because we're trying to be more of a positive reinforcement this year. I just talked to self-contained second grade teachers. I think they are doing the negative points because I guess it's more fair just having the one teacher. So by the end of the year last year, we were doing positive and negative. I mostly gave just negatives, I'm not going to lie, because that's just what it ended up being. I mean, sometimes it's hard to remember to give positive points.
So that's the sound for a positive, and then it makes the sound for the negative. It'll also display the green circle for the positive, the red, and it'll tell you negative or minus how many points that they have. And then you can also change in the settings where you can see both circles, the positive and the negative. You can do these points if whatever your team, grade level, school decides, if you want to do it per week, per 6 weeks, whatever. You can also, once all points have been given, you come to the end of a certain time, you want to reset your bubbles and get everybody back to 0, you can go to settings and then reset bubbles, select all, and it brings everybody back to 0. So you're starting over, clean slate. And you can do that at the end of the 6 weeks, end of the week, whatever it is, however you want to set that up in your classroom.
So I'm going to back up, and you can connect the parents to this. That's our main goal here. So if I go to settings and I connect parents, you can download the invites here, and you can pick all of your different
Yeah, they can be downloaded
languages.
in any language.
Spanish, we've done Spanish often, but of course English. Oh, I just downloaded. I think I did a different one. Okay, so I just downloaded our parent invites. So this, you can print this and it goes home. You have a student code. The student can sign in and see their points, and the parent can have their own code and sign in and see messages from us, the teachers, and also the positive and negative points that we give them.
So once the parents are connected with the app, or if they're using it from their smartphone, and you're going around and you're giving positive or negative points, those message instantaneously go straight to the parent's phone, just like a text message. It doesn't show your personal information, doesn't show your phone number, but it does show that Johnny just received a negative point for talking in the hallway. It's immediately, just like a text message would be received. And you can also invite parents instead of generating the invites where it has all the parent codes. You can invite them by clicking on the student's name, invite parent, and then entering in their phone number, and it'll automatically send the parents a text message for them to click on a link to connect with that class.
I just sent you one, Miss Davis. So yes, you can type in their phone number or their email address, and it'll go straight to there with a link. That's super nice. I've had the most success with the parents signing up through me typing in their phone numbers from their emergency care forms.
They may be suspicious of what that is. Is it something that I have to pay for, or is this a scam or whatever? So just make sure that you explain that that's coming to them. Another thing that we did last year or the year before, we had the computers set up during open house, and when parents came up, we had the invites printed or with their code or whatever, and we just let them sign up right there, help them with the app, help them download it, help them get connected. The more that you have connected, if you're using it, it's going to be a lot easier. That way you don't have 10 or so many that aren't connected. You have to do something with them separate. So it's just easier to go ahead and get them all on. And even if they don't have a smartphone, you can still use it from the computer. Yay! Y'all got a point.
So here's our messaging tab right here. This is where we can go through and message. I don't have any parents signed up, of course, because it's you guys. So, but whenever they are signed up, you can see their names here and click on the student name, and then you can message back and forth with that parent. So this was our documentation last year of communicating with the parent. Of course, we did make some phone calls too, but we can just straight print this out, and with referrals or whatever, we would print the contact that we had here with the parent back and forth. Also, you can print out the different points from the specific student. So if I view reports, and it'll show all the positive and negative points down here is far. We've had pages and pages of points, but for that documentation, it's super nice to have it all right there for your administration to look at whenever they're.
For conferences, if you
Yes,
want to have it
parent
printed for
conferences.
conferences, showing points over a certain period of time, negative or positive.
Stories here, you can post things, you can put pictures or files, or you can type messages here to remind all of the whole entire class what's happening. So we have a test on Friday, don't get too stiff. And we can post that and the entire class can see that. Pictures, this is a lot of times I post pictures here whenever we are doing fun activities in the classroom, or on field trips we'll post pictures and they can like and comment on the pictures, like on Facebook.
Right,
So-
yeah, it's just like they can, just like adding a picture to your Snapchat story, you can just
Right.
add them here. The whole class, all the parents can see those pictures posted to the story, or you can send individual parents individual pictures of their individual child. You can do that also. Also with the messages, you can send a whole group message, we're going on a field trip, don't forget your money, don't forget your sack lunch or whatever. And then you can message individual parents also. Just make sure that when you're messaging an individual parent about an individual student of their behavior, that you're not in the whole class mode, because it will be sent to all the parents.
And that
has happened.
last year. and I
I
did.
didn't even ask you twice.
Yes.
It even asked
Are you
you
sure?
twice.
Yeah,
Are
are
you
you
sure
sure
you
you
wanna
want
send
to
it
send
to
this to all 21 connected parents, and it might say, Johnny was horrible today or whatever. So make sure that you're connected in the right mode.
Mary, you have a question?
Yeah, is there a way, like last year, you could just have one picture at a time, like with the littles, if we go on a
Yes,
field trip or
can you-
something, have a ton, is there a way to do more than one at a time?
Not that I've
Yeah.
seen.
I was hoping that those
It would be
updates
nice to
they did
upload
this
more than
summer.
one at a time.
Because that just takes.
Oh, and you
forever.
have to
It
just let it
does.
load, and
Yeah.
that's true.
Maybe you could email them and tell them you want that on the app.
There is a new feature this year called the Toolkit. You can only get to it from the app.
Yes.
It has lots of different features. One of
So
them
you can't get
is
to it on the computer?
you can't do it on the computer.
Not yet. They're working on that.
They're
it
trying to
says.
get that on there.
So it has different little.
It has music.
Yeah, it has
You can
music.
play like dance music or like meditation type music through the phone. But if you have this pulled up and you play it through the phone, it'll come through. You can hear it. It has a sound.
A timer, a sound meter, a noise meter, where if they're getting too loud, it'll tell them to be quiet. So you don't have to do it all the time. And a group maker. So you can put them in groups, in small groups. If it's random every day that you do that, you can group them. It also gives you the option to, if those two students you always have that can't work together, you can pick those two names and say don't pair together, and they won't ever be paired together whenever you're selecting
You
those
can do
groups.
the groups on here.
Okay.
Yeah. At the top.
There's a toolkit at the bottom.
Right there.
Oh, groups. Oh, this is for adding points.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So add a group, and we can have all the girls in one group. Select some girls. And then we can have another group of boys. So we go to the restroom separately. And if the girls need a good point and the boys don't because they weren't, I didn't select them. Then you can give all of the girls a point. Well, I'm editing.
Where's that?
Award group.
Oh, there it is.
So all my boys got a point all together. So that makes it easier instead of
Going through and clicking, finding all the
clicking
girls or
on
finding all the boys.
all the girls separately. So you can do this as like at the tables they sit at, the small groups that they're in every day together. You can have that already named, and this group did good together today, so they all get a point. Instead of having to go and select all of those little individual names to give them each a point. We had a question in the last session if the parents can only see their child's information and points, and it is. It's only that parent. So they have that specific code that they sign in with. They can only see their kids' points and messages.
And then someone else was asking if they use the app, in small group or walking around the room with their phone to award or deduct points. Will it make the sound? And it will, as long as it's pulled up on the computer.
So I'm going to do that right now. Oh, session. So on task, and it shows up. You can see, and if you don't want the negative points to show whenever you're given a negative point, you can take off their. Oh, it doesn't. Their name doesn't show up there. You can put it where it shows, but we don't want to. Yes, you can if you want to, but Miss Ferreira just took a point off. Sorry.
So yes, you can use your phone if you're working in small group and you want to give a point to people doing whatever they're supposed to do over here. You can do that, and it will have those sounds attached to it.
Melissa mentioned earlier that if you don't have it pulled up, this is just a demo class.
Yeah, take a point from Beyonce.
She can take a point without it being pulled up. Oh, I don't have a skill here.
Like if I don't want to take a point from someone, but I just want to give that warning, I just go into the demo class and take from Johnny Depp or Beyonce, and it just makes that noise, so then they know, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a warning, I guess. So that's what I use the demo class for.
It's amazing what they'll do whenever they hear those positive and negative points dinging in on the computer.
We're not doing negatives.
But we're not doing negatives, right? But the same with the positives, so I mean. You have a timer here at the bottom. You can use random selection, which we'll use later. We can select multiple, so you can, if you want to give a few people points, but they're not grouped together, you can select multiple at a time instead of giving one person at a time a point. Here's our toolkit that we can't use. It says they're working on that. You can use it on your app. The big ideas.
Oh yeah, the big ideas I think is I don't remember seeing this last year, but it's a lot of social and emotional videos. They're like 5 minutes long. Just different situations that the little dojo character, his name is Mojo, and the different situations that he gets into where he may feel nervous or he might have anxiety about something. It's a little 5-minute video, and then it gives questions for you to discuss with the students about how he may be feeling, maybe how you felt on your first day of school. So it's like a little added feature there. We'll watch a video.
Chapter 3. The Big Show. 'Twas the evening before the big show. Katie was in her room, putting the finishing touches to her painting. After months of hard work, she felt like she was finally escaping the dip. Just then, Katie heard her mum from down the hall. "Oh, Katie, how is your painting, dear? Will you be the best at the big show?"
Okay, so how does it feel to escape the dip? I don't even know what that is. Can you have more than one dip?
So it has little questions that go with the little video.
And you can also share that with the parents if you wanted to let them know. There's also there's some stretching videos like they have in Go Noodle. Those are also on here with the little dojo character doing different types of brain breaks. So if you don't want to search different websites or go back and forth between that and Go Noodle, they're also tagged to this as well.
What was that?
under mindsets, right here. And then mindful movements.
Oh, mindful breathing.
Oh yeah, there's a different one.
So we can do some Mojo yoga.
Mojo yoga.
Welcome, everyone, to mindful breathing. Let's stop.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah. So,
Okay,
anyway.
so there's a ton of resources on Pinterest and also Teachers Pay Teachers. So there's point systems. This is a grid here that they can keep up with their own points with. I think the younger grades would be good with that, the ones that are working on their numbers, first grade, kindergarten. Come on.
At the store. Where's the
There's
Dojo
points.
store thing?
Point to reward chart. You can make your own reward chart with what they can get with all their different points.
And they can change their avatar as well. I did not know that. But you could make that a reward. A Dojo store, if you wanted to give away prizes based on the number of points that they had.
It looks like homework pass, iPad time, sticker, piece of candy, fancy pencil, treasure box, line jump. That's a good one. You have to be the leader. Dojo meter. I thought this was a good idea. If you use this for a dry erase board and you have a goal to meet with positive points for the week or the day or the month or the 6 weeks, you can shade in, have a specific person to shade in your meter. Table of the week. There's a cute little box for hitting specific points.
And then Teacher Pay Teacher also has several,
Yes.
lots of different
Tons
resources.
of resources on Teacher Pay Teacher.
You could decorate your
Lots
whole
of
room.
free
with
ones
Dojo if you
also.
wanted to. Lots of things to print. And there's just
Free resource pack.
certificates if you wanted to give a reward for whoever had the most points for those 6 weeks. There's stuff on the Dojo app itself and through Teacher Pay Teacher.
Here's physical money. You can download and laminate if you want to. And have them keep up with their own money, point-wise. So anyways, y'all can do that yourself. Go through Pinterest and Teachers Pay Teachers. There's one little video. Is there anything else I should say?
Any questions? Yes.
How do you delete the old, my old students?
I think, is it archive?
Archive. You archive the class and then
Archive
you
the
make
class,
a new.
and then it'll just reset everything back to like you just downloaded it and you'll just start all over.
Last year, instead of archiving the class, I didn't realize I could do that. I deleted all the students and started over. Well, whenever those parents would sign in to that old class, they could see all of my old like messages and story and all of that stuff from the previous year. So I had questions about, well, what's this and this? I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize that that I needed to start a whole new classroom.
They said that when you send them or give them a negative Dojo, the parent gets notified.
Yes.
Doesn't the parent get notified when you do a positive?
Yes, yes, both ways, positive or negative. Whether you do it on the computer or the app or your phone, parent immediately gets that as a text message. Johnny, received a point for whatever. You're gonna get complaints with anything. I mean,
Like
you're
even
gonna
with the
get
positive ones that like
No, not
oh, it's been blowing up all day because you've been just handing out points like crazy.
Mm-mm. No, I don't think I've ever had that issue with that. No.
What was the question?
Did we ever get any parents complaining that we were giving too many positive points and their phone was
Just the
blowing
fact
up
that
or whatever?
all the time.
No.
Because we had like grandma wanting to sign in too.
I have like.
Yeah, we had
four
several
different
family
people
members, and they
person.
can.
Oh.
I had several family
And I
members.
think you can
that-
turn off the notifications. if
You can.
But it's really good for like, I had a kid that he slept every single day. So mom was like, message me when he's asleep. I'm like, he's sleeping. She's like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. She would literally walk in and surprise him.
So when we do, that we're under construction now, parent pickup is in our classroom. So by the time they get there, they already know. I mean, they already know what the points they've lost. They've already know what they're for. So, but you still need to, I mean, if you're constantly doing this, negatives, and that you need to call. You need to get away, get